Today's custom set review is brought to you by Divine, and I'm beyond excited to go over it. I've said this time and time again, the two amazing custom artists on the channel are Divine and Captain Ice. Everybody else does a fantastic job, but those two have gone above and beyond with their creation, their creativity, and just the overall presentation, right? So today, the custom set we're going to go over is Divine's custom set, and they decided to go a different route that is a little more authentic to the mini set in question, which is being the lowercase b. We've only ever had that before, but if you guys remember, every single mini set that we've received in the past has only been 5 EX Pokemon. However, mini set A3b, the Shining Revelry, was different. So I like the fact that Divine took that inspiration in today's custom set. Now, I did not try to spoil myself, so I only know a couple things. I still don't know what the Pokemon do or anything like that. But with that, guys, can we get like a drum roll, please? I don't have a drum roll soundbite, which you think I should. But with that, let's hop right into it. Shout out Divine. Shout out everybody who's in here. We're jumping right in. All right, here it is. Prime Revival is the themed booster. Okay, it's pretty fire. First of all, this is fantastic. This looks like an official TCG background art, and it might actually be. I genuinely have no idea. This might actually be an official TCG pack. I think that's a Mega Venusaur, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, let's keep it going right here. Let's read everything. Yo, shout out to Carrot. Thank you for the raid. All right. Hello, everyone. This custom set A3b is based on the upcoming mini set. Since the last A2b set was based on Gen 9 Paldea, this one is themed around Gen 2 Johto. Not only that, but it also includes revamped versions of some already existing underrated cards. I completely forgot that's what they did for B. So I'm actually now more excited for the mini set to drop this week, the trailer sometime this week, because it's not going to be a mini set like before. The mini set that I was most excited about most recently was Shining Revelry. They gave us so many EXs. They gave us a Pokeball to hunt, right? It's so cool. Anyway, this set consists of a total of 152 cards. So strap in. We're going over every single one of them. This is all custom, guys, including all rarities and shinies, along with 8 additional promo cards. So there's 8 total promo cards. This video, oh my God, just like it right now. Just hit the like button, because I have a feeling this one's about to be amazing. It's gonna tickle our creativity brains. Anyway, cards are arranged according to Pokedex number and type. Promo cards are listed at the end, so be sure to check all the way through. I've tried to make this set as realistic as possible. Hope you all enjoy. With that, real quick, can we get some W's in chat for Divine, for this Divine set, if you will? All right, let's keep it moving. So I have this cool page down attached to my keyboard, so we're going to be moving through this rather effectively. All right, so this is the drop event, Minor, and we have a Wonder Pick event with Grubbin and Mareep. We'll know more about these cards once we get to them. Let's look at the accessories, you guys. They also make accessories. Maybe I'll go down this way. Okay. Dragonite. Dude, this is so beautiful. This is insane. Oh my God. This is absolutely beautiful. Yo, thank you so much for the subscription, The Only Carrot. Congrats on the ranked grind. That's awesome. All right, here we go. What do you guys think of the Dragonite accessories? I know it's not in the game, but I need it. I need it. Oh my God. EX starter deck mission. So here you guys have it. Here's a peek at the 9 EX Pokemon that we're going to be looking at today. Real quick, before we even get into it, before we touch any of the EXs, pick one. Pick one right now. Drop it in chat, just based on who your favorite is. I'm going to have to go with Quagsire EX. I have no idea what it does. I'm going with Quagsire, bro. This is astounding. So now let's hop into it with the first card. Oh, maybe I have to just go this way. I'll have to use my mouse. Okay. First up is Bulbasaur at 70. Tackles, nothing too crazy. However, the retreat cost being 2 kind of stinks, but I feel like there might be a good trade-off here. Moving on into Ivysaur at 100. Poison Powder. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Retreats for 3. Oh my god, this Venusaur, I'm assuming, is the EX. Bro gave us a 200 HP Venusaur, which is crazy because, again, for set A3b, they're revamping cards, right? 200 means this HP total is 230 with Leaf Cape. This is insane, bro. Pollen Hazard. For 2 grass energies and 1 colorless deals 90 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, confused, and poisoned. Oh my god. Alolan Muck. Take a step aside. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name's Venusaur EX. What do you guys think? I think this, that is a strong effect. That's effectively 120 damage, 3 energy. Right, because of the burn and the poison. Just that alone. It's effectively 140, 60. It's 150 by the time it's your turn again. Nah, that's crazy. That might be a little too strong, guys. Big Malasada meta. Yeah, no, 100%. So again, this is all custom cards, right? These aren't real. However, they might be in the future. We'll see. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Dina took some amazing ideas. Team Rocket Grunt. What? Who said that? All right, moving on. We got Sunkern here. HP 40. Seed Bomb for 30. That's actually pretty not bad, but the HP is pretty low. Like, it'll take a 1-shot and just be gone. Sunflora for 90. Petal Dance, 2 grass energy, 20x. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, heal 30. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. It's not super strong, but it does retreat for 1, and it has a rather unique like effect with its move. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Heracross. Oh my god. Oh dude, this how do you guys feel about this? It's a Heracross with 100 HP and a 100 damaging move. However, it needs 4 energy. But this Heracross does work with Berry, so it would hit for 100 for only 2 energy. It would also hit for 100 for only 1 energy and a superior with Jungle Totem. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. That's kind of spicy, you know? Moving on, Mo Rotom, another one. Okay, Reaping Dash. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon, and it deals 10 damage. I feel like that's pretty good for a colorless 1 energy move. That's not bad, actually. And it kind of makes sense, right? As a lawnmower, let me get rid of your tools a little bit. I don't know. It makes sense in my head, guys. All right, let's keep going. Here's the Grubbin that we saw as the promo, potentially. Put 1 random electric Pokemon from your deck into your hand. Ooh, this would be so good with rare candy and the Vikavolt from the previous set. Because let's just say turn 1, you're going second, you do this, you evolve, right? Or maybe even, I guess you couldn't use it if you're going first. The idea is you get your Vikavolt online before your opponents can evolve or use rare candy. And if you do that, Vikavolt's effect from their move says your opponent can't use any item cards, meaning no fossils, no rare candies. So I feel like this could be pretty good and spicy. All right, let's keep going. We got Fomantis. Cut up. A lot of colorless damaging move. Okay, I'm not mad at it, dude. Lurantis, Solar Beam for 50 and 90. What do you guys think? Do you think this Lurantis is better than the other one? I feel like they're both equally good. I think they're both equally well constructed and designed. Next up, oh, I didn't know we were gonna get more Ultra Beasts. That makes sense. Okay, and it's continuing the theme of music. We have a non-EX Buzzwole, 100 Afro Beats is the attack. 2 colorless energy. So now I'm thinking maybe you just put this into any type of deck, right? 2 colorless energy, flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. If both of them are heads, take a fighting energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench fighting. What? Ain't no way we got fighting ramp outside of fighting, bro. That's crazy. And I'm actually a huge fan of this. It makes sense because I've always said time and time again, I think fighting is one of the stronger types, which is why it doesn't have ramp. However, getting another card for another type that does ramp or fighting would be the funniest thing ever, and I feel like Dina would actually do that. What do you guys think? Yeah, you could ramp Lycanroc. You can do so many things. This is actually pretty good. The 2 energy. I mean, you could put it into almost any deck, but obviously you would put this with fighting type Pokemon. All right, now we're going into fire types. Slugma, 80 HP. Okay, that's really good. For a basic Pokemon that still evolves, 80 HP is solid. And it deals burn damage, so it's guaranteed to do 20, potentially 40 by the time it's your turn again with a move Hot Magma. However, the trade-off here, because it does have high HP and a pretty solid move in my opinion, the trade-off is 3 retreat energy. What does it evolve into? A Macargo at 120 that still retreats for 3, deals 30 damage for 1 energy. However, it has an ability, Magma Mantle. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. Okay, so that actually turns this damaging move into 50, potentially 70 for only 1 energy, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that's kind of spicy. That is, listen, there was a tournament where I believe they either won or they got top 4, and it was an Incineroar and the already existing Macargo, right? So I feel like Macargo, you know, it might have some merit, you know, because of the whole high HP. I think the Slugma is 70 HP, right? So 80 is pretty good. All right, here we go. Houndour, the moment a lot of you Doggo fans have been waiting for. Houndour is 70 HP, steady fire breathing for 30 for 2 energy, and it retreats for 1. This art's fantastic. Everything about this is fantastic. Let's see what it's got right here. Houndoom EX, 140 HP is pretty low. Let's see what the move is. Vengeful Flame, 70 plus. If any of your benched fire Pokemon have damage on them, if any of them have damage on them, this attack does 50 more damage. Okay, no, that's pretty solid. That is absolute 120. So all you really have to do is retreat, maybe even X speed one of these guys, evolve the next turn. I'm trying to think what fire Pokemon are a basic Pokemon. That also retreat for pretty, like a low retreat cost, high HP, low retreat cost. They can take damage, they can take as much. And then you just go right into your Houndoom here and start hitting your opponents for 120. Guaranteed 140 into an opposing Buzzwole EX. Oh, you're right, Moltres is good. Moltres with a leaf would be solid because Moltres is also, I like that. I like that a lot. And the cool thing about this is you could run double Houndoom EXs, but you could also run the non-EX Houndoom. That's 60 corner in case your opponent's running something like, I don't know, Oricorio. Because then you could just bring in that Houndoom, take out their Oricorio, and then this Houndoom EX comes in and just sweeps house. It just cleans up everything. Yeah, but the Infernape is a stage 2. I was thinking of a basic. I think Moltres might be the best bet for this. All right, let's keep going. Heating Rotom. I know I said heating. 80 HP, heat burn. If your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, this attack does 30 more damage. Not bad. You might even be able to put this in with the Macargo, right guys? Yeah, I think so. All right, let's move on to water. Here's a Poliwag, watering for 20, 60 HP. Nothing too crazy here. Poliwhirl, 90, Rain Splash for 40. And there's no evolution here. Interesting. Maybe we'll see that a little bit later. That is interesting. Oh, maybe Poliwrath is a fighting type. Maybe. Anyway, Slowpoke, 80, Tackle for 20. And again, no slow bro, no slow king. Maybe they're psychic. I think that's what's happening here. Let's see real quick. No, this is a water energy. It's kind of weird. Typically, you would see a colorless energy if it's a cross evolution. Maybe we'll see it a little bit lower. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's Politoed. Tackle for 20. Slowpoke's pretty cool. Otodile. I completely forgot. They said Johto, but we didn't see any Chikoritas and we didn't see any Cyndaquils. Wave Splash for 20. Crocona, Surf for 40, 100 HP, retreats for 2. And then we have Feraligatr here. Okay, 150 HP. Giant Claw is 150. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. Oh, that kind of stinks. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your bench, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. Oh, so this is like a non-EX Solgaleo EX, if you think about it. Right? It's a stage 2 that evolves. It requires 1 extra energy. And if I'm reading this correctly, you can just swap it with one of your actives to bring it in there, but you have to flip a coin in order to, it's a pretty good trade-off actually. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, like Meowscarada only, oh, you're right. Like A3b, only Meowscar, only once a starter. That makes a ton of sense actually. Misty Feraligatr might be meta. Here's the Politoed, you guys. Okay, 140 stage 2, ignore all colorless energy in the attack cost of each of your Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath's attacks. Oh, can someone pull up the Poliwrath from the older sets? I'm gonna, you know what? I'll do that real quick. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna pull up the Poliwrath. It's Mega Punch. is 1 water energy and 2 colorless, which means if you have a Politoed on bench, your Poliwrath hits for 80 for only 1 water energy. So good. This is what I'm talking about. The synergy, the creativity of saying, you know what, we're going to make a new card that interacts with old cards. I mean, Dina does this themselves, right? But to see this in the custom sets, that's why I say Divine and Captain Ice. I'm telling both of you guys, elite. Dina, take notes, okay? All right, next up is Wooper, and we know what's coming up next, guys. Yo, it's kind of funny. We got the Paldean Wooper, Clodsire, and now we're getting Wooper, and then Quagsire. So slam, flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. What do you guys think? Not too bad. I mean, it's a coin flip. Flip tails, you cry a little bit. And then here it is, Quagsire EX. This is the one that I said I would pick just based on it being a Quagsire. So let's see if I'm getting screwed over here. 160 HP is pretty good. 2 water energy and a colorless kind of stinks, but Misty exists, right? Drenched Headbutt, 100x. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each heads. If all of them, if all of them are tails, you lose the game. No, I love this. I absolutely love this. I love this card. If you get all 3 tails, you lose. If this card existed, Dina, just take notes, Rogue. If this card existed, I'm saying it right now. If you gave us a card like this, I would only use this card to climb ranked. I would only use this card to get to Masters. For an entire month, I'm saying it, clip it. I'm just saying, if this card existed, I would only use it to climb to Masters, bro. Do you know how many tails I would get? That's crazy. Oh, man, that's so fun. That's so fun. I love this. I love this. I love this so much. All right. I'm happy I picked Quagsire EX. Let's move on to Slowking. 120 HP, Psych Up. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon Psych Up attack. So it's like a Togekiss, but for 40, it goes up to 80 damage. It retreats for 3. Not too bad. Gets countered by things like Sabrina, right? Next up is Wash Rotom. Another colorless Drain Wash. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, choose a random card from your opponent's hand without looking and discard it. Without looking and discard it. So does that mean they don't reveal it? You just like that one, that one, that one, that one. It's like a wonder pick, but it's a random card, so you don't actually get to choose. Anyway, you get to discard cards. That's kind of toxic. It's some would say you're almost like cleaning their hand out. Get it? Wash Rotom for 30 damage. I would play this. Ooh. Oh, dude, Wishy Washy EX just got a buff with this because you can play this. No, can you? I don't know, actually. I don't know if you can play this and the other non-school form of Wishy Washy because this is also called Wishy Washy, right? So I don't actually think you can play this. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, I don't think you can. I was getting excited because I was thinking you can play those two, these two, and the 2 EXs, but I don't think that's the case. The name is Wishy Washy. It's the exact same as the smaller one, right? Not too bad. And this is a basic. So like if you start with this and high roll, I think that's the idea. If you high roll Misty, turn 1, you just win the game. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon guaranteed every time. They won't ever be able to go online. Like if you hit 4 Misty or even 3 going second, you just win the game. There's nothing your opponent can do, I don't think. Huge fan of this, actually. All right, we're going into the electrical territory. Alolan Geodude. Tiny Charge for 20, 70 HP. Retreats for 2. Alolan Graveler, 100. Electro Slug for 40. A Lightning and a Colorless. Not too bad. And for those of you who chose Golem EX, Alolan Golem EX, mind you, 190 HP is really strong. It's a pretty beefy, tanky boy. And I'm not just saying that because he has a spectacular mustache and beard. No, it's pretty solid. And 210 with a giant cape. Anyway, let's look at the move first. Megaton Fall, 150 for 3 lightning energy. This Pokemon also does 40 damage to itself. It retreats for 4. All right, let's see what the ability is. Desperate Blast. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, dude. Oh, bro. That's crazy. You have to knock out this Golem with like a non-EX. That's so good. This is the counter plays that I'm talking about. Like, let's say my opponent has this. If I knock them out, it might lead to a tie because let's be honest. What are we knocking out this guy except with another EX? So we're getting 2 points. They're getting 2 points. I feel like this would be a very strong meta card, right? The doing 40 damage to itself. Reading that first, I instantly thought that was like a con to this card. However, it's actually a buff because the more damage you do to yourself, the closer you get to also knocking out your opponent's active Pokemon. This is very strong. If this existed, it would be insanely meta, I think. I think this would be close to like the Giratina EX, right, of Shining Revelry for this set. How many of you guys picked a Alolan Golem EX? Because if you did, you'd be crushing it, I think. All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we got. Marie Pierce, Static Shock. We got Flaffy here, Power Gem for 40, 90 HP. This one is 60 HP. And then we got Ampharos here for 2 Lightning Energies, Split Bomb. This attack does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, bro, if you're playing Ampharos Split Bomb, I think you have to run Pokeflute. I genuinely think you have to run Pokeflute, right? With Cyrus, because you could just bring back basic Pokemon and just snipe them for 2. It's crazy. That's so good. I like that a lot. Next up is Rotom, a lightning type. Energy Short. This attack does 30 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it only works on the active Pokemon. It's like Tapu Lele, except it's only on the active Pokemon. And because of that restriction, I feel like the trade-off is it does 10 more damage per energy, which isn't bad, actually. It's pretty good. I feel like you keep it on the bench and you pivot it in when you need it. Next up is Charjabug. Headbolt for 50, retreats for 2, 100 HP. Pretty tanky boy. And then we got Vikavolt. Discard 2 lightning energy from this Pokemon. It deals 100 damage. What do you guys think? I feel like this one might actually be better. Maybe not, actually. I take that back. I feel like the other one's better. It doesn't discard any energy. Because discarding 2, you just lose momentum. You're going to have to wait a full turn. Electric Infernape without the 0 retreat. If it had a 0 retreat, then maybe. All right, we're moving on to Psychic, guys. We're zooming through these right now. Natu, hey, it's not me. 50 HP, Peck 20. Not too bad. Zatu, hey, that's me. Stressful Eye, well, I feel attacked. Your opponent reveals their hand. You may discard a supporter card you find there. Oh, that's pretty good. You get information and you get to discard a supporter card. So let's just say you're like, oh God, if my opponent has a Cyrus in their hand, I'm cooked. Show me your hand. Oh, there's a Cyrus. Get rid of it. That's really good. I like it a lot. 100 HP. Comes with a cost. You're right. Ooh, Wobbuffet. 100 HP, Mirror Pain. This attack does damage to your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the damage one of your benched Pokemon has on it. Oh, okay. So that means you need like your Venusaur to take as much damage as possible, bench it, right? And then send out your Wobbuffet, and then it can deal like 150 for 2 energy, bro. 2 colorless. That's crazy. I like that. I mean, there's a lot of counterplay here because if your opponent has a Cyrus, they just win, right? It's pretty tough, but I'm kind of a fan. Use that with Ilima. I mean, yeah, I could see that, right? Potentially, right? Just to save something. Next up is Confe, Play Rough. Flip a coin if heads. This attack does 20 more damage. 70. Not too bad. Retreats for 1. Oh, this is the silly one that I did not expect, but here we are. Oricorio EX. You know, it'd be really funny. A matchup between this Oricorio and the yellow chicken Oricorio, and they're just staring down and dancing in front of each other like, what you gonna do, bud? What you gonna do? Let's see what this is. Your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities except for dance. Oh my God, that's so good. It literally is a dance off. This Oricorio looks at the other Oricorio like, yo, what are you gonna do, bud? Oh man, this is so good. This is so good. Your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities except for Dancer's Silence. Couldn't have been worded any better. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much. I feel like everybody would just play this at a certain point, right? 120 HP is respectable because I feel like that ability is, yo, give me yellow EX Oricorio. Let's see what the attack does. Supernatural Dance, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards from their hand. Not bad. Rare candies don't exist. Fossils don't exist. Yo, okay, I was making jokes. I feel like this might actually be another meta card for all the right reasons. Like, it counters everything that has been very oppressive up until now. A lot of basic Pokemon with abilities and rare candy. Essentially, it's a full lockout. This Oricorio says, hey, you can't have any fun. And I'm kind of a fan of that. I'm kind of a fan. Let's keep it moving. Let's see what else. So everyone who chose Oricorio EX, pat yourselves on the back. You chose a really good one. All right, Cosmog, 50 HP, Ascension. Put a random card that evolves from Cosmog from your deck into your hand. So I think it only works for this guy. Cosmoem, right? Because it evolves from Cosmog. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Ooh, this is better than the current one we have. For 1 energy, it can teleport, meaning if you go first and then you evolve on your second turn, you can teleport, right? Which is pretty good. Oh, Non-EX Lunala, 150 HP, 3 Psychic Energy, Wings of the Moon, right? Moon A, actually. 100 damage. Move all energy from this Pokemon to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. To your benched Pokemon in any way you like, which means it doesn't all have to just go to 1. This might work with Ultra Necrozma. No, maybe it doesn't, right? Because you still need 2. This doesn't generate energy for itself. Never mind. I'm tripping. It works with Psychic decks though. And that's it for the Psychic. We're moving on to fighting, guys. And I think we're about to see some really spicy stuff. So let's get into it. Machop for 60, Dual Chop, 20x, flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. We got a Machoke here, HP 100, Mega Punch for 40. I feel like I would play it for 2 reasons. It deals 40 for only 1 energy. Not too bad. Has the same HP as the other 2. But also that pose right there, that's a bodybuilding pose if I've ever seen one. Fantastic. Moving on to the Machamp EX, guys. 180 HP, 2 attacks. Low sweep for 50. Not too bad. Retreats for 2. Already better than the other Machamp because it retreats for 2, right? The low sweep 50 is not too bad. Let's see what Settle the Score does. 30 plus. This attack does 70 more damage for each point your opponent took on their last turn. So if your opponent knocked out an EX, you're gonna do 170 damage. If they knocked out a non-EX, you're gonna do 100 damage. However, if they didn't knock out anything, it only does 30 damage. So I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know. Pair it with Passimian EX? I think so. I think you're right. Passimian EX would be the only case user like situation where I think this actually makes sense. You have to lead Passimian in order to get this effect online, but take it back. I think the other one is better. I mean, you could just low sweep, right? But it's very hard to like choose Passimian EX to be your lead. Let's go back and look at the Machamp. Oh my god. It does retreat for 1. That's not too bad. I don't know how many of you guys chose Machamp EX. I feel like it's creative. It's a spicy. It's a spicy. That's all I can say. It's a spicy. I don't know if it's better than the other one though. Onyx here with 3 colorless, heavy impact for 50, works with Brock. That's all I'm gonna say. You could put it in any deck. You could put it in a darkness deck and just throw in a couple Brocks and get this guy online rather quickly. We're getting new fossils? Kabuto for 90, Granite Head 30. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage, respectable. And then Kabutops 150. Sharp Sickle for 2 colorless deals 50. Apply weakness for your opponent's active Pokemon as plus 40 instead. You know what that means? Oh, guys, you can put this on your bench. It doesn't need to be Kabutops who's attacking. It also doesn't say it doesn't stack. Bro, what are you talking about? No, actually, I don't think it does stack. Yeah, plus 40 exactly. Never mind. I was thinking, yeah, exactly. I was thinking maybe it does stack, but it's about the weakness. So instead of it being 20, it'll be plus 40. It'll never be plus 60 or plus 80. Listen, my mistake. I read it. I got too excited, a little too overzealous there. Anyway, it's pretty solid though. An extra 40 damage is a lot of damage, especially in Pokemon Pocket. Let's see what else we got. We got a Sudowoodo, 90 HP. Reply strongly. Okay, in the comments maybe. For 1 energy, it's 20 plus. If this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn, while it was your active Pokemon, this attack does 30 more damage. That's pretty good. That is pretty solid. I think you would actually play this with something like Lucario, the non-EX Lucario, to buff this up. I think it'd be pretty solid. Chuckle, my guy. Look at him, looking at his reflection here. Getting scared. 70 HP, guard press, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 30 from, not too bad actually. Phanpy, please. I don't ask for much, but give me a Donphan that you can actually play. Stampede for 30 for 2 energy. That stinks. But it does have HP 70, so it will be surviving a lot of turn 1s. Going into Donphan, 130 HP. Okay, 3 energy move. Rapid Spin, 70 damage, 2 fighting, 1 colorless. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. If you do, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. Now, I think you play this with Passimian. I think you play this with Passimian and Machamp potentially. Nah, I'm just throwing that out there. I could be entirely wrong. It kind of does work as a Cyrus. More like a Sabrina, to be honest. All right, next up is Larvitar, guys. I forgot Tyranitar's in today's video. All right, Larvitar. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, both yours and your opponent's. Wait, prevent. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Yeah, it sounds like Greninja's still sniping, but what does that mean? Does that mean like your opponent? If I just play a Larvitar on the active spot and a Larvitar on the bench, my opponent can never attack me? Okay, so it's no Hitmonlee. I was reading it incorrectly. I'm thinking again, like it's a little early, guys. I thought it also protected the active Larvitar, right? Because it's this Pokemon. But I guess it's this card. Never mind. Let's see what it evolves into. Pupitar for 80, Headbutt Bounce, 40 damage, 2 colorless, not too bad. And then we have a Minior 70, Cosmic Explosion. This Pokemon is knocked out for 3 energy, 150s. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, it is a lot of energy. Right? And it's not like you can play Passimian EX into this guy because then you just lose. Oh, man. Yeah, so it turns out I was just reading the Larvitar wrong. You take damage on this guy, but not on the bench if Larvitar is on the bench. All right, we're going into Darkness, which a lot of people are excited about. I know a lot of you picked the Tyranitar, so we'll be getting into it. Alolan Rattata, 50 HP. Gnaws for 30 for only 2 energy. Retreats for 0, though. That's not bad, dude. It's really good. Retreating for 0, bro. And then we have the Alolan Raticate that retreats for 3. Never mind. 120. Endeavor, 1 darkness, 2 colorless. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 more damage for each head. So it can deal up to 100. And here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Tyranitar EX. Retreats for 3, weak to grass, HP 190, potentially 210 with a cape, and it has the move Trample for 1 darkness and 3 colorless, 120. For each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 damage to that Pokemon. This damage isn't affected by weakness for each. Okay, so, whoa. I guess we've never seen a card like this. So I guess the interaction would be, it would just pull a basic onto the screen. And then flip a coin. If heads, it does 30 to that Pokemon. It doesn't do a collective damage to the opponent's active Pokemon. It deals damage across the board to yours and your opponents. But I feel like that would just take forever, right? With the way the game is, like, let's say you have 3 seconds before your turn ends. It would just be like, yo, that's why Larvitar has that ability saying, yo, I'm taking no damage. So that's pretty cool, actually. The game would be so slow. You would just do this and you'd have to wait 6 minutes for all the coin flip. It would have to be automatic coin flips. And it would have to be a way where it would show like Pidgey, Larvitar, Poliwag, and then the opponent's Pokemon. And then it would just coin. And then all of a sudden, those Pokemon just take damage. So I think I think you could program it to be quick. So I'll explain it again. We don't currently have an effect like this, but what it says is it does 120 to the opponent's active. And then if your opponent has 2 basics on their bench and you have 1 basic, you flip a coin for your basic. If heads, you do 30 to it. Then you flip a coin for your opponent's basic on the bench or whatever it is on the bench. No, it doesn't even have to be a basic. If it's a tails, no damage. Go to the next one, flip a coin heads. That one takes 30. Trample just deals extra damage on the board with a max flip of 6 times. Interesting. I'm not against it. It took me a while to understand it. It is a little wordy and complex, but I like it. Nonetheless, 30 ain't that much though. I mean, it is if your opponent retreats the bench thinking they're safe. And now Tyranitar just flips a coin, knocks out their active, and also knocks out that EX that just escaped for a coin flip. So I'm just saying it's not terrible. It is very Gamba lucky inducive, I guess. I don't know. Let's keep going. Marini. Peck for 20, 60, not too bad. Toxapex, 120. 2 Darkness Energy, Shock, 50 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 50 more damage. And then it says here, Toxic Spikes. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, their new active Pokemon is poisoned. Oh, this is from the bench. Bro, this is crazy. Toxapex is actually kind of cracked. Imagine having a Toxapex on your bench, 2 Nihilijos, and then a Guzzlord in the active spot. They can't do anything, bro. I love it and I hate it. Speaking of Guzzlord, oh, this is funny. I didn't even know this was next. Okay, Guzzlord, 140 HP. Violent Appetite. Once during your turn, you may discard a Pokemon from your hand. If you do, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Reggaeton, 100 damage for 5 Darkness Energy. Jeez, that's so much. That's so much, but don't forget, guys, Lucamine exists, right? So you could just get this online rather quickly. All right, now we're going into metal. Steelix. For 160 HP, we have Tail Crush. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 80 more damage. That's why the Onyx also had colorless energy. So that way you just run it in a metal deck. That actually makes sense now that I think about it. I didn't make that connection earlier. Here's our Solgaleo non-EX, 150 HP for 3 colorless, 3 metal energy Fangs of the Sun, Sun A, if you will. 130 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon can't use Fangs of the Sun. Ooh. Oh, I don't know though. I feel like the Rising Road ability is literally what makes Solgaleo EX so powerful. Also the fact that it deals damage for, 2 energy. However, I feel like this might actually counter that, right? It doesn't deal damage to itself. It deals 10 more damage, but it deals 1 more extra energy and it's a non-EX. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. The interesting thing is you could run it with a Solgaleo EX, attack Fangs of the Sun, and then the following turn, Rising Road your Solgaleo EX into the active spot, Leaf back into this Solgaleo, and then do another 130. Right, that there is some play there. There's some nice comboing there. EX is better. No, I'd have to agree. Yeah. Melton for 60 HP. Melts for 20. Speaking of Melt, we have Melmetal here. EX 180 HP. A stage 1 for 180 HP, guys. I need you to understand is pretty solid. It retreats for 3. So let's see what the move does. Metal Blast. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. Oh, this attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. 160 minimum damage is crazy. That's insane, bro. Metal Gyarados. That's what it feels like. There is no ramp. There is no ramp though, right? Not like Misty. Bro. Good news is Giovanni Steamzard knocks it out. Yeah, no, Dialga EX is 100% coming back with this one. Oh my god, this is crazy. Because all you have to do is cape it and you just win games. You think the old Melmetal is better? I don't know. I think Melmetal EX is pretty. How many of you guys chose Melmetal EX? All right, let's move on to Dragon. Dratini, it has the move Tail Snap. If this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, this is the ability Aqua Lift. It has no retreat cost. Dragonair, 100 HP. Waterfall for 60 damage. It is a water and a lightning energy. 2 retreat cost. All right, and it's a Dragonite. It's not Dragonite EX. I got so excited. I really thought it was. Dragonite for 150. Dragon Pulse for only 2 energy. Deals 130 damage. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Actually, not bad. I mean, 3 cards discarding from your deck stinks, but I feel like this is actually a nice way to go about things. For dragons, I feel like they're doing a lot of discard from your deck for dragons. It's not terrible. It's really not, especially with the no weakness. The energy is so doable, right? Like you get a Magneton and you just need 1 water energy, you're guaranteed to 130 the following turn. And then when this goes down, you can Magnezone. Speaking of which, we got a Drampa here for 3 colorless, 100 HP, 60 plus attack. Dragon Arcana. If this Pokemon has 2 or more different types of energy attached to it, this attack does 60 more damage. Okay, so 120 damage on a dragon. I think Drampa would be in every deck, to be honest. Like any dual energy deck, Drampa is going to be in. That's so good. This one-shots Oricorio. This one-shots a lot of things, actually. Let's see what else we got. All right, we're going into colorless territory, you guys. Sparrow, 60 HP, Peck Bugs. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a grass Pokemon, this attack does 30 more damage, so it does 40. And then we have Pharaoh here, 100 HP. Oh, I'm getting a peek at the next one. Slashing Strike, 60 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Slashing Strike. For 1 energy, that's not bad. You can Fossil Tech this. X Speed, bring the Fossil, discard the Fossil, and then attack for another one. All right, how many of you guys picked Kangaskhan? Here's a basic Pokemon at 150 HP, and it has 2 energy retreat costs and a move for 3 colorless energy called Parental Fury. It does 70 damage. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand, discard the top card of your opponent's deck, and discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Oh, dude, this is Mill. This is discard central. You know, like kind of like, I don't know, Marvel Snap's discard meta. You can play this to discard everything. Triple discard is insane, bro. Random card from their hand, their top of their deck, and an energy from the opponent's active Pokemon. Oh, bro. as a basic, Kangaskhan might actually be meta. That's a lot of control because it's colorless, guys. So you can actually play this with the purple Oricorio EX. And I think that those two together would be insane. It would be so strong, bro. Oh my God. I genuinely don't think you'd be able, the control on both those cards together, gotta feed the family. It's criminal. Oh, I think Kangaskhan is also one of the meta cards from the set, the custom set. All right, let's keep going. Hoot Hoot for 60 HP. Hypnosis, the opponent's active Pokemon's asleep, retreats for 1. Noctowl, Night Raid, 90 HP. This does 40 damage for 2 colorless. Your opponent reveals their hand. You may discard a Pokemon you find there. More control. Uh-oh, Miltank. Now, you guys have ever played Gen 2 games, you know Whitney and her Miltank were very scary. So let's see, 110 HP for a basic Pokemon. It has the move Rollout, which deals 60 damage for 3 energy. And it has the move Miracle Body. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attack. Oh my God, Oricorio Part 2. I knew it. I mean, it's valid. It's valid. It's almost canonically correct, right? Miltank being super annoying, right? At least it takes an extra energy to do damage. But man, is this so annoying, dude. Oricorio as a colorless. Miltank goes into every single deck. Actually a huge fan. 10 out of 10 for this one. The 3 retreat cost stinks, but you can put this into a Solgaleo deck. You can put this into literally any, like, there's so many decks. All right. Oh, another fan Rotom. 80 HP. Spinning Fan. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. For 3 energy. It does retreat for 0. So it is a nice Pokemon to like lead open with, take damage, and then once you're able, just pull back and then be like, ha, never mind. I'm bringing out my Kangaskhan EX to wipe you. You could also Illima. Oh, bro, you can Illima any of these. Bro, you can Illima your Kangaskhan EX, which I don't know why you would, though. I think you play Delcatty with these, to be honest. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, we're into the item territory, and I think I'm going to be very excited. Yo, what's up, CJ? Welcome on in. All right, Dome Fossil. All right, we know what that is. Mumu Milk. You guys choose one of your Pokemon, then flip 2 coins. For each heads, heal 30 damage from that. Oh my God. Gamba Healing. Obviously, this isn't better than a Nurse Joy or a potion, but the fact that your boy can flip more coins, I'm 100% going to play Mumu Milk. Ooh, Nightbot being weird. All right, let's keep going. Expedition Uniform. I like the art on this. Look at the bottom 2 cards of your deck and put them on top of your deck in any order. That's pretty good, especially when your rare candy is stuck in the bottom of the deck. All right, next up, Bodybuilding Dumbbells. Okay, the stage 1 Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 40 HP. I love this because with the emergence of rare candy, let's be honest, stage 1s stink, right? I'll tell you one Pokemon that really get a huge buff from this, and that's Magneton, because Magneton is always going to be in a Magnezone deck, and I feel like this is pretty good. But you need a card now that removes your tools so you can attach a different tool. You know? Oh, bro, stage 1 Pokemon Gyarados might be back at 220. Hill Valley is at 150. Oh, you guys are right. Bodybuilding Dumbbells might be cracked. I kind of hope it's a thing. I kind of do. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to regret saying it, but hey, I kind of hope it is. More tools. We're getting so many tools. Lucky Helmet. If this Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, draw 1 card. So it helps you draw and thin your deck. Oh my God. It's better than Rocky Helmet. Lucky? Nah. I mean, Rocky? Nah. Give me Lucky. Yeah, exactly. Rocky Helmet who? This helps you thin your deck in a game that consists of 20 cards. That's so strong. That's so good. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Luxurious Cape. If the Pokemon this card is attached to isn't Pokemon EX, it gets plus 50 HP. And if it is knocked out by damage from an attack, your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1. Oh, okay. So this gives a non-EX Pokemon plus 50. So let's say your Feraligatr wears this. It's 200 HP. However, if your opponent knocks out this Pokemon with Luxurious Cape, they get 2 points. It acts like they are an EX. Yeah, exactly. I think this is super balanced. That's such a good card. Yeah. The trade-off, elite. Okay, we're going into supporter cards, you guys. First up is Ethan. You can use this card only if your if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So there is the requirement. Choose one of your fire Pokemon, attach 2 fire energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. I have to scroll all the way back up. I need to look at the fire types and see who that benefits. Houndoom EX. That's pretty much it. However, that's not the only fire type, because I guess you could say it works for any fire type, any past fire type. Infernape, bro, Infernape EX is eating right now, right? However, you do have to lose Pokemon. I think this is pretty solid. I like Ethan. I like that it's specific to fire types too. Here's one of your fire Pokemon, so it only works with fire types. You can't give it to a colorless. Yeah, Charizard too. I think Crimson Storm Charizard might be back. All right, let's see who's next. Pokemon Breeder. What does this do? Choose up to 2 of your basic Pokemon. For each of them, put a random card that evolves from your deck into your I love it. That's so good. Oh, do you guys think this might be better than rare? I don't know, man. Like rare candy's good, right? But you can guarantee to get that stage 1. And then also, I think this is better for like Pokemon that evolve into stage 1, right? Like let's say Silvally, and then also the bodybuilding dumbbells. It's pretty good because you guarantee this works with Silvally. You evolve into the Silvally, you get the extra 50 damage and the body. Oh my God, dude, Silvally would be the only meta deck. Pokemon Breeder over Gladion. I think both of them, to be honest, maybe one of each. Oh, there's more. Aether Foundation employee. Put 2 Pokemon that have Alolan in their names from your discard pile into your hand. It's not bad. Buffer Alolan Pokemon. TV, another one. TV Reporter. During your opponent's next turn, if they play any supporter card from their hand, their turn ends immediately after the effect of that card. Oh, that's pretty good. That's really strong, you guys, because a lot of times Cyrus ends games. Sabrina ends games, right? I'm trying to think what else could end game. Essentially, what it's saying is your opponent has to choose. Are they using a supporter card or are they attacking you because they can't do both? I think that's a very strong card. I think it's a very, very, very strong card. And that's it, you guys. There's still promo cards. So we have to go through the farts real quick, the full arts. I'm just going to kind of scroll through these. I like the Macargo. Pseudo-Udo's Drampa is lovely. Fearow, I love Fearow because it's exactly the same exact energy as Pidgeot. The only difference, like, just give it a Feebas in its little talons and it would be perfect. We have Noctowl here. Here's the 2-star Venusaur EX. Oh my God, Divine. These are divine. You popped off, bro. These 2 stars are crazy. Quagsire EX, Alolan Golem, Oricorio EX, the Machamp, the T-Tar, the Melm. Oh my God, these are beautiful. All right, supporter cards. I want to know what the gold, the crown rare is. We have Pokemon Breeder. These are so good. EV Reporter. The Rainbow Borders. Oh my God. Houndoom, I think is the best one so far. I would have to chase this Houndoom. Maybe the Quagsire as well, to be honest. Oricorio's good too, dude. Machamp. Oh my God. They're all so good. They're all so good. Professor. Yo, where's Spraggles at? Yo, where's Spraggles at? You guys gotta text Spraggles and let him know about this, because when we did our collab, he was talking about an immersive professor's research, and they said it would go into the card and you would have to choose one of your Pokemon, and that would be the dude. This is an insane immersive. I'd be so happy with this. I wish I can just click it and actually go into it. Oh, we got shinies, bro. Buzzwole shiny is insane. I don't think there's a single person that would actually be upset if they got a shiny Pokemon and it was Buzzwole. It's like the Greninja one. We got Pheromosa. Oh my God. Kartana. Oh, we got all the Ultra Beasts as shinies. Magikarp with Leap Out. Gyarados. Jinx. Oh, what kind of Luxray? The good one. Xurkitree. We got the Mew with the reveal. Ralts. Earlia. Gardevoir. Oh, dude, we absolutely need a Gardevoir. Riolu. The Lucario for sure. Coughing Wheezing. Oh my God. These are, you actually created shiny Pokemon cards that I would not be upset with receiving. I don't think there's a single. Oh my God. I feel silly because when I first saw Guzzlord in the trailer, I thought it was a shiny, and people all commented like, bro, how could you not, like, what do you mean that's a shiny? Like, the shiny was so, I never knew what Guzzlord's shiny looked like until right now. That's crazy. And I feel so silly for what I said before. The Kakakaka, Snorlax, Celesteela, more EXs and more shinies. Okay. Mew EX. Oh, Bro, and the crown rare candy. Oh my god. If they release a rare candy in set A3b, guys, they're making so much money. No, exactly. My wallet too. If they release this, they're making so much money, bro. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. It's me again. Zatu. Stressful Eye. All right, the Lurantis. These are all the exact same. Oh, this is different. Lurantis is different. Sunny Day. Attacks used by your grass and fire type Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So for 3 energy, it does 70 extra. But you could also put this on the bench, and then something like your Decadui EX pierces the pain for 120. We have a Slow King here. Royal Flash. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, move an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon to one of their benched Pokemon. Okay, it's kind of helping them out, I feel like. Vikavolt here. Nothing crazy, does the same. This does the exact same thing. This is just better art, I think. Grubbin does the same. Mareep. And that's it, you guys. We wrapped it up. Oh, man, this was a very fun set to go over. But real quick, Dina, I'm just saying, set A3b. If you give us a rare candy, I think you win again. I think these B sets are better than the A's, but that's my take. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm so excited for this new set. I really do hope it follows the trend of how do I do this? Oh, I went all the way down. Oops. It follows the trend of all the extra starter deck missions. That would be super phenomenal. So we're getting 9 EXs instead of 5. But that's what I think. What do you guys think?